Tonight, government hoping to allay environmental concerns over the new development at Lighthouse Point in Eleuthera. We've got more on that off the top. Also, another John Bull store hit by thieves. And later, we've got a carnival roundup, and now organizers promise a bigger and better showcase in the years to come. This is Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News brought to you by Flow Evo, powered by BTC. Flow Evo is here.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Candino Knowles. Thanks for joining us. Off the top tonight, top government officials, including the Prime Minister, are tonight defending the development of a cruise port at Lighthouse Point in Eleuthera, while local environmentalists have sounded the alarm on what they say are inadequacies in Disney's environmental impact assessment. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis and Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar both asserting yesterday that government remains confident that the company will do its due diligence in research and the eventual rollout of the proposed multi-billion-dollar project. Theo Seeley has more in tonight's top story.
Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis and Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar sought to allay fears yesterday that Disney's proposed project for Lighthouse Point in South Eleuthera had exceeded the development's original plans. A group of environmentalists, via a letter sent to government, stated their lack of faith in Disney's environmental impact assessment for its $250 billion cruise port.
Every government has to balance economic development and environmental protection and preservation. The new project in South Eleuthera is an example of our determination to do both. While some have spread certain stories for their own private interests, others have noted that the Disney project is a model of careful, balanced development.
Environmentalists have argued for almost 1 year now that the project will have adverse effects on the environment. They've also lobbied that Lighthouse Point is an important natural and cultural site in the heart of a proposed marine protected area. That's why they're urging government to pump the brakes on the project's approval, but de Aguilar says he doesn't see why that would be necessary.
When you go into a business relationship with someone, and you go into someone as reputable as Disney, I'm not concerned. And obviously we have to do our due diligence, and we have to ensure that the persons in charge of oversight on our end are doing what they're supposed to do. But, going into the relationship, Disney is going to be a first-class partner with the Bahamas.
The tourism minister suggested that Disney's reputation will be riding on this development.
They don't want something like this to reflect poorly on what is their huge revenue generator, which are all the parks and all of their films and all of the genre of Disney, which is it's a family company, and they go over and beyond what is necessary to ensure that the environment is protected.
Government signed the heads of agreement with Disney on March 7th. The EIA for the multi-billion-dollar project is currently underway and will be reviewed by government thereafter. Once approved, Disney's Lighthouse Point project is forecasted to provide an $805 million stimulus to the Bahamian economy and a $357 million increase in government revenue over the next 25 years. Theo Seeley, Eyewitness News.
Since coming to office, the Free National Movement has not only grown the economy and reduced crime, but has also put a stop to rampant corruption. That's according to Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, who was speaking Sunday at an F&M church service to commemorate the party's second anniversary in office at the Cousin McPhee AME Church on Carmichael Road. But despite its many achievements, the nation's chief said more needs to be done and said the party cannot take its supporters for granted.
We put a stop to rampant corruption. We put a stop to waste and stealing of the people's money. We put a stop to the descent into economic collapse. We put a stop to the never-ending downgrades. Our economy is growing and getting stronger and healthier.
Dr. Minnis also expressed that for the first time in decades, the restoration and revitalization of Grand Bahama is finally on the way, despite the Progressive Liberal Party's opposition to the purchase of the recent purchase, that is, of the Grand Lucayan Resort last year.
Though it was unpopular in some quarters, we made the right decision to rescue Grand Bahama and to save the jobs at the Grand Lucayan and, by extension, at Port Lucaya. The PLP opposed what we did. They were prepared to see Grand Bahama sink even deeper into distress and depression. Grand Bahama will not soon forget the utter neglect by the PLP while they were in government and their contempt for Grand Bahama while they are in opposition.
2 roommates were charged today in connection with that large drug seizure in the area of Augusta Street North last Tuesday, in which officers were able to seize thousands of illegal pharmaceutical drugs. Our Matthew Moxie was in court as the duo answered charges.
25-year-old Jermaine Adderley, shown in the blue shirt, and 26-year-old Adam Johnson, shown in the burgundy shirt, both of Dorchester Street off Virginia Street, were arraigned today before Deputy Chief Magistrate Subola Swain on several drug-related charges. Adderley and Johnson were charged with 4 counts of possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply and 3 counts of unlawful storage of medicinal drugs with the intent to unlawfully sell, totaling 7 counts each. Adderley alone was also charged with the possession of dangerous drugs, namely Indian hemp. According to police reports last Tuesday, officers discovered in the defendant's home 1 pound of marijuana worth $1,000, 2,425 ecstasy pills valued at $110,000, 10 methamphetamine pills, 13 oxycodone pills, 5,448 alprazolam pills, and 1,090 Xanax pills. Both men pleaded not guilty to all charges and were denied bail. They have been remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until August 15th for trial. Reporting for Eyewitness News, I'm Matthew Moxie.
Also from the courts, 3 men appearing before Magistrate Carolyn Vogt Evans, charged with a killing in the course of dangerous driving. Ricardo Butler was fined $10,000 or 1 year in prison in connection with the death of Tito Ferguson on April 1st. Police say Butler hit Ferguson with his truck, knocking him off his motorcycle. He died on the scene. Elton Hart and Roscoe Johnson were also charged in connection with the death of Leon Cooper on March 25th. Police say Cooper was hit while walking on the side of the road and he also died on the scene. Hart was fined $10,000 or 1 year in prison and his driver's license suspended. Johnson, who in addition to being charged with killing in the course of dangerous driving, was also charged with driving without insurance or license. He was fined $5,590 or 1 year in prison. The men were ordered to pay all the fines in full by end of day today or face imprisonment. Well, police say they are also investigating a shooting incident that left a man dead late Saturday night. Police reports say it was shortly before midnight on Saturday when a group of persons was sitting in front of an abandoned building on Hospital Lane when they were approached by a lone gunman who opened fire. Police say that 1 man who was shot died on the scene. While police have not formally identified the victim, Eyewitness News understands he is Baron Roberts, the older brother of 19-year-old Terrence Roll Jr., the teen who was shot and killed on New Year's Day. Roll Jr.'s murder marked the country's first for 2019. Police are appealing to members of the public who may have any information to assist with the investigation to contact them immediately. And the reported sexual assault of a woman tourist on a beach on Paradise Island Saturday is now said to be under active police investigation. Investigators tell us it was shortly after 11 a.m. when the woman was on the property when she was sexually assaulted by a 34-year-old Bahamian man who was later taken into custody and is said to be assisting police with their investigation. Now, the alleged rape comes several weeks after the United States issued a crime warning cautioning its citizens against an increase in armed robberies and sexual assaults. Well, it was almost deja vu for owners and operators of John Bull stores this weekend as the company was once again the target of thieves who robbed the Bahamar franchise store of valuables, making good their escape. Janae Noel Ferguson has details of the brazen robbery.
The John Bull luxury store robbed once again, this time at its new Bahamar location upstairs before the casino's entrance. According to police, shortly after 3 p.m. on Sunday, two bandits entered the jewelry store, smashed the showcase, and reportedly grabbed an assortment of watches and other jewelry valued at over $500,000 and made good their escape. Now, police did not confirm if there were any suspects in custody or if technology, including surveillance footage, is assisting in their investigation. However, it's not the first time that the John Bull store has been targeted. Last July, two robbers dressed like women with flowing wigs, tights, and tops entered the store. The events were similar. They too smashed the glass casing, stole over $900,000 in high-end watches, including Rolexes, and reportedly escaped running through the Port Lucaya marketplace. They were caught on surveillance. They were later charged by police. This trend reportedly began back in May 2012 when two men grabbed nearly 12 luxury watches from John Bull's flagship store on busy Bay Street. They reportedly wore masks and gloves, burst into the store's Rolex boutique around 10 a.m., causing staff and customers to flee in terror. Now, one of the men was armed with an AK-47 assault rifle, while the other carried a hammer, which was reportedly used to break the glass showcase. Jonathan Ambrister and his accomplice David Collins were charged with the crime and sentenced to 20 and 25 years in prison, respectively. National Security Minister Marvin Dames spoke to the brazen robbery in the main tourist hub.
The incident took place on a property in the Bahamar itself. You know, I mean, that's, you know, I mean, you're not gonna prevent all of these things, all right? You're not gonna prevent all of these things. But what I would say is that the police are currently looking at that particular matter.
Eyewitness News also reached out to Bahamar executives who say that they sincerely regret the incident and that the safety and security of their guests and associates remain their first priority. John Bull officials have declined to comment at this time. Janae Noel Ferguson, Eyewitness News.
The country's version of the CIA may be in operation soon as government finally tabling legislation in Parliament last week to make provisions for a National Intelligence Agency. The NIA was established under the Christie administration, but according to the current Minnis administration, its establishment was without the proper legal framework. And despite repeated promises by former National Security Minister, the late Dr. Bernard Nottage, the legislation was never tabled. Following the Free National Movement's win in 2017, the NIA was disbanded, and National Security Minister Marvin Dames said under the new regime, the legislation will make way for additional security measures.
So I don't know. I mean, it will differ significantly because what was before really had no foundation, no focus. I want to ensure at the end of the day that it does exactly what we would want it to do, which is to ensure that we keep our people safe and we build a robust intelligence regime that will do exactly that. That will protect us against money laundering, cyber-related issues, gun and drug crimes, human trafficking, and the likes. And so that's our focus.
We are just getting started on Eyewitness News, but when we come back, Bahamas Carnival celebrating 5 years of reveling. We've got highlights from the road. And later, Stoli DJ competition is on its way. We've got more on that coming up, but first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
We don't make the cars drive better. We don't make the boats ride better. And we definitely don't make the planes fly better. The one thing we do better at J.S. Johnson is give you peace of mind knowing that your insurance needs are covered. We understand how important your business is to you, whether you're just starting out or a national treasure. Let us take the risk out of your business. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Expo 2019 is here. It all comes together at the Expo site on Glaston Road. Expo 2019 will feature livestock and culinary competitions. Catch the grizzly pig, the Bahamas Hot Pepper Eating Championships. Plus, great deals on fruit, vegetables, sauces, condiments, handicrafts, and farming supplies. Come and take part in our celebrity chef cooking classes. Admission is free. It's the 2019 Agribusiness Expo, Thursday, May 9th through Saturday, May 11th. See you there.
This portion of the news is brought to you by J.S. Johnson Insurance Agent, giving you peace of mind.
You are looking at live pictures over Big Pond, where the temperature is right around 83. We've got a low tonight of only 75. This is Eyewitness News. The weekend was filled with excitement for carnival revelers and enthusiasts as they took part in this year's Bahamas Carnival Experience. The weekend of fetting began on Friday with a mega concert followed by anticipated road march and headlines yesterday. If you didn't get to experience any of it this year, no worries, on the road.
16 bands and thousands of parade participants flocked to Providence for the 5th installment of Bahamas Carnival over the weekend. Dressed in feathers and beads, those who participated left little to soca artists were amped to give their feedback on this year's carnival experience.
They have seen growth from when I came here in 2016 with Chase Life to now. The police setting, the action, the media, they have a lot of things going on in the background.
Have their own carnival experience and on its own is a very, very, very important thing.
Sebastian is excited by the growth of the carnival experience in 5 years.
When Carnival was a former reveler, but I'm still a reveler, I know what Carnival's the nation. I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of people flock other destinations like Trinidad, Miami. I've been on all those carnivals and I saw the visitor that come there.
Snapshot of what the future might look like, international artists told Eyewitness.
Because Bahamas is so close to the U.S., and I could see a lot being one of the pivotal countries in carrying soca music to the world.
What do you project for the next 5 years for Bahamas Carnival? Do you see it rivaling Trinidad and Jamaica, Barbados crop over?
Well, if it's trying to rival Trinidad, I'll tell you right now, you're all going to get a fight. I'm just saying, Bahamas, prepare for a fight.
I see Bahamas owning it more, and as well too, being a part of the carnival celebrations as an island as well too.
I think it's going very good, and I think it will only grow. And it's happening in a good time because we're coming from right after Trinidad into Jamaica, and everybody coming from Jamaica straight here. So that's a good chain to be in.
I think it's going to be huge. A lot of people look forward to different carnival, and Bahamas is one of them.
Theo Seeley, Eyewitness News.
Well, Stoli is making its mark in the local beverage market with its 5th annual DJ competition. The event brings DJs from Freeport, Abaco, and New Providence who will all contend for the title of Stoli DJ Champion of the Bahamas. The winner will get the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to intern at our very own 103.5 Beat radio station with some of the country's best and brightest on-air personalities. Stoli brand rep Kristen Duncombe says she's excited about the new developments that are underway and told Eyewitness News that it's important for corporate sponsors to recognize budding talent.
A lot of artists, they don't get any recognition. They don't get much support. Most of them, they're struggling by themselves to try and make a dream come true. And with this opportunity, not only are we helping you become the DJ that you want to be, we're putting you in a position where you have an internship with one of the best radio stations in the Bahamas to learn from people who've been doing it for years in advance. And then we're also giving you a platform to perform in front of arenas to gain your popularity. So if you were to win after a year of your internship and being the Stoli ambassador, your name should be everywhere. And a lot of DJs did not have that opportunity. A lot of them are just putting mixes on SoundCloud and hoping that someone hears it and hires them.
Well, after much anticipation, royals, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, welcomed the newest addition to the British monarchy. The baby boy was delivered at the couple's residence in Windsor around 5:30 this morning. The name of the newest royal has not yet been released. He is 7th in line for the throne. The baby weighed 7 pounds, 3 ounces. For more on that, be sure and visit our website, www.ewnews.com/entertainment. All right, that does it for us in this segment. But coming up in sports, Randy Smith is off the top with all the latest action. Randy?
Name the team that will represent the Bahamas at the upcoming CONCACAF Beach Soccer World Championships. We have that and a lot more coming up for you in Eyewitness Sports.
Hello, I'm Gershon Major, CEO of the Bahamas Gaming Operators Association. Are you or a loved one suffering from a gambling addiction? Do you find yourself more often than not having to choose between your daily expenses and this form of entertainment? If you've answered yes to these questions, we are here to help. At the BGOA, our doors are always open. There are several mechanisms in place to protect you as a player as part of our industry's responsible gaming program. If you find yourself or someone you know slipping through the cracks, please come in and visit us at number 41 Top of the Hill Mackey Street for an assessment, immediate assistance, or professional intervention at no cost to you. Remember, it's only a game, so please do so responsibly. For more information, please contact us at 603-2083. Visit our website at bgoabahamas.com or call our hotline at 808-9509.
The woman either win $10,000 or $50,000. Jesus Christ!
It all comes down to this. Sebastian, CEO of Island Luck, is presently in the air.
Go up, and we got ourselves a winner right here. Let me bring out the leader of the woman there. $20,000. Well, my God.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Randy Smith, and welcome to Eyewitness Sports. We begin tonight with some soccer news. The Bahamas Football Association finalized the team that will represent the country this month at the CONCACAF Beach Soccer World Championships. The full list is currently available on our website. You can check out www.ewnews or Mexico. The top 2 teams will represent the CONCACAF region at the 2019 FIFA. The high school nationals begin tomorrow at the Roscoe Davies Field. On opening day, 2 games will be played in each division. Anatole Rogers, Walker, and the Lucayan International Schools are the teams participating. The Cup team were decided at the BLTA Tennis Center. Baker Newman won 2 better tiebreakers over Philip Major Jr. and Kevin Major Jr. secure spot. In baseball news, and his 4th in 3 games for the Jackson Generals. At this point, more than half of Chisholm's hits this season have been home runs. He continues to make his case for a major league call-up. He's currently the 2nd-ranked prospect in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. Well, that does it for us in sports, but stay tuned. Eyewitness News continues in a moment. I'm Randy Smith. Have a great evening.
Ready for some fun in the sun? At Blue Lagoon Island, you can interact with friendly dolphins, playful sea lions and gentle stingrays, and frolic in the warm Bahamian sun. From now until April 15th, enjoy Blue Lagoon Island's Beach Day for as low as $39.99 for residents only. Blue Lagoon Island, authentically Bahamian, sustainable at heart.
So what makes a great news product? That's the question Eyewitness News thrives upon. We pride ourselves in asking the tough questions and giving you information no one else is giving you.
Investigative reports to uncover things you need to know.
Breaking news with stories most important to you.
Covering all angles to maintain balance and integrity.
All while raising the bar and setting a new standard.
It's these principles that distinguish Eyewitness News as the most reliable news source. It's not just news, it's the new news standard.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
All right, coming up and beyond the headlines with Clint Watson, the host speaks with leaders of the 2019 Bahamas Carnival Experience. The group will assess this year's event and impact. You don't want to miss it. There's more on that coming up and beyond the headlines that starts right after this. That does it for us in Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure. Team, I'm Candino Knowles saying good night.